Alright, now that you have SFML set up correctly, first thing we're going to do is we're going to include SFML graphics header. This header has all the stuff that we're going to be using today. And once that's in, now we're going to make a main, just like you would in any other C++ program. Alright, now once that's done, now we're going to make a window. Now to create a window, what we're going to call is the SF namespace. And we're going to call render window. And once you're in window, we're going to create a window object. And we're going to use the SF namespace again, and we're going to call video mode. And video mode is basically tells you can make the size of the window, and we're going to make it by 480 by 600. You can make it whatever size you want. And we're going to use a comma, and we're going to now make a title for our window, and you can call it whatever you want. So you just make a string, and I'm going to name it SFML Part 3 Tutorial. Alright, so now we're going to go to the end and put a semicolon, and let's try to run this. As you see, the window popped up and disappeared. So let's fix that. So now to fix that, what we're going to do is we're going to create a game loop, which is basically a while loop while the window is open, and basically tells the computer to do whatever we want it to do while the window is open, and only close when we tell it to close. So for that, we're going to make an event, and an event is anything from a key press to a mouse movement to a button, anything basically that affects your window. So now we're going to create another while loop inside the game loop, and we're basically going to tell it, the computer, if anything happens on the screen that causes the window to close, meaning anything from pressing Alt F4 or pressing the X on the window to close the window. And when we do this, now the only time it will close is if we tell it to close. So now, as you can see, it's open. I can move it around, I can do whatever I want to it, and the only activity that it's looking for is that we're closing the window to close it, and that's the event it was looking for. So now let's make this a little bit more interesting. Now let's put a circle shape in there, and we're going to call SF circle shape, and we're going to create a circle object. Call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it circle. So now in the circle, we're going to set the radius to whatever size you want. I'm going to put it 40. And I'm going to set the position on the screen, and I'm going to set the position to, I don't know, 100 to 100. And now I'm going to also set the fill color of the circle itself, and you can make it any color you want. I'm going to call the SF name space color, and I'm going to use red. So now when we try to run this, oh no, there's no red circle. Well, the red circle hasn't been drawn to the screen, so we have to write a little bit more code to get it to draw to the screen. So inside the game loop, what we're going to do is we're going to make the window clear first every frame, and we're going to have it draw, and this draw function is going to call our circle shape, and at the end of that, we're going to make sure that it displays what we draw onto the screen. So now when we run it, voila, you have a red dot. And this is a circle that we made, and the size and the position that we made it to. So that's basically it for this basic stuff, but make sure that you have these 3 commands, because you always have to have that in the game loop. So now I'm going to comment this up just to make sure we understand everything that's here. And I'm going to paste the fully commented version in the paste bin below, in the description below, of course. And anything that you didn't understand or you need any help or whatever, you can leave a comment below. I'm more than welcome to help. And don't worry, anything that you don't understand right now, you'll get a little later when I do it in further detail, each part of this.